Okay, so you guys are starting to work on deliverables, and the different grade levels, whether you're in third and fourth grade, your deliverables are a little bit different, but all of them at some point you will be drawing a diagram, and a diagram is just basically a picture about what you're talking about. So if you're talking about moon phases, then you'll have the moon phases up there, and then you'll just refer to the moon phases as you're doing your presentation. But I really wanted to talk to you guys about what it means to draw an actual diagram. Okay, so first I'm going to show you this, and this is just the sun, moon, and earth. And there are some things about it that I can tell as a teacher that you understand. I can tell that you understood if you drew this. I could tell that you understood that the sun is bigger than the earth and the moon, and that the moon is smaller than the earth. And that's about all I can tell from this picture. Okay, that's not all that you're expected to tell me, right? So when you draw like a scientist, when you do a diagram like a scientist, you have to include labels and information that's important to show your understanding, and so that people can look at it and they can understand. Scientists are always taking what they know and trying to express it or show other people. This picture just basically shows me the sizes of the sun, moon, and earth. It doesn't show me anything else that you learned about it. So I'm going to give you an example of what your diagrams and your pictures and drawings should look like. Okay, they should look more like this. Now, I know you can't read all of it, but here they talk about how much bigger the sun is than the earth and the moon. Here you're seeing that now I can tell that the earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. Okay, and they've even done a little bit of an arrow here to show that the earth rotates. Okay, they give information about earth. Here's where it talks about its rotation and the moon. It talks about the moon's orbit and its revolution around the earth. So it's very specific. I can tell that they learned a lot before they drew this. So when you draw your diagrams, this is what I'm expecting to see. I want to see labels. I want to see information. I want it to be nice and neat. Okay, so that is how this is a scientific drawing. This is something you do in art class. Okay, so I know that fourth grade is working on shadows. So here's an example, and it's very blurry, but you can see that if you're going to sketch out your shadow design as part of your presentation, then you need to make sure, like I would even like to see a light source in this picture. You could put a light source, label the light source, label where the shadow is, tell why the shadow is long or why the shadow is short. You can even show your light source at different angles and explain how that applies to the earth. But you want labels and you want explanations on any drawing that you do. So in science, whenever you turn something into me or Miss Kaiser, I should never just see this. Okay, I should never see that. I mean, if you're a little kid looking at this, you may not even know that this is the earth. That's not even labeled. Or maybe I don't know that's the moon. Maybe I think it's an asteroid. Okay, so you don't leave anything up for interpretation. You tell them exactly what everything is and exactly what it means and exactly why you are drawing the picture. That's how you draw like a scientist. Okay, so what I want you to do when you turn in this assignment, I'm going to have a place for your Dropbox. I want you, if you're in third grade, I want you to pick one thing that you are going to make sure to include on your drawing that we talked about. So you can pick one of the things that will be in your drawing and write about how it's going to be included in your diagram. And then if you're in fourth grade, you're going to do the same thing with shadows. What are you going to include in your diagram? What are the key components that need to be in your diagram for shadows for me or anybody that looks at your diagram to understand that to see that you understand shadows? Okay? and then you will put that. You can put that into the Dropbox, and I will look at that this evening.